Moving On by E.S. Wynne, a story from the collection entitled Decay Americana. To do something like that this soon after, my father said. It's ambitious. Yeah, well, I'm an ambitious person. I was feeling mean, raw, beating weeds in the backyard with a stick. My mother watched from the window of the house, watched me as I worked, cut down stalk after stalk with vicious sweeps, imagining each felled blade as the body of a foe, each dancing seed head the screaming face of a fallen enemy, an obstacle tossed aside, holding me back no more. In my heart, a cold hole wept silently, hung heavy, a weight holding me down. It had been 3 weeks since I'd lost everything. 3 weeks since all the sure bets I'd plugged time and money into had collapsed, left me broken, stranded at rock bottom. My hands were full of the shards of a shattered heart and a shattered dream. My stepmother called me up at a little after 11:30. Apparently my father had passed the details of our earlier conversation on to her. She was always only too keen to offer her opinion. "Don't go," she flat out told me. "You shouldn't go." I have to. Nothing in me would have made me back down then. I have to try. I have to see her, see if I can't salvage at least one thing from this mess. "Let her go," my stepmother told me. "If she's met someone else." "She hasn't," I almost snarled. "It's too soon. She told me she wasn't interested in being in a relationship with anyone, that she needed to be alone for a long time." Silence. Desperate to believe my own words, I repeated, "She isn't seeing anyone new." She was. It was cold that night in the woods, colder in my tent than it was among the trees, and colder still in my soul. Knowing I was out of the picture, men I had once trusted and treated as friends had swooped in, filled the void I'd left between her thighs. I heard her cry out all through the long night, scream dirty nothings, beg for more, beg and whisper and laugh and moan. I heard them grunt, heard them talking as they shared her, called in other friends, other men to join them. In my tent, I was alone, eyes wet, shaking against the cold, unable to sleep. The next morning was my birthday. When I brushed the crust from my eyes and moped into the center of camp, she was there, grinning from ear to ear, a man on each arm. A small plastic table held a small chocolate cake, sad and sagging at one end. Sharing a long, passionate kiss with one of the men, she picked up a serving knife, broke away long enough to give me a grin, stabbed the cake. "The first cut is the deepest," she sang. My only gift was a book on reaching inner peace through Taoism. Later, as I was gathering my tent and preparing to leave, I caught her alone, saw her just as she was climbing into her Unimog. "Take care of yourself," I planned to tell her, planned to lean in and whisper something lewd, something that might make her miss me for the first time in weeks, months, might make her forget the men she'd spent the night with. Instead, I stumbled, struggled to get the words out. "Take care of yourself," I said. "That's the plan," she shot back, harsh and quick. I stared into her hard eyes, and my courage failed me. The charm I was struggling to put out there was barely working, if at all. I tried to say something, but nothing would come. My lips moved, but all that came out was, "Can I kiss you?" The answer was quick, firm, no. I wish I could say that I never saw her again.